Yes, we've been stating that these agricultural finance they refer to the agricultural credit, or they refer to the loans provided by a group of individual to another group, so on and so forth. We did also learn that there are three major types of agricultural credit. And now the question is, from where do these from where do we get these credit or these loans? Okay, actually there are a variety of sources. There are a variety of agencies who used to provide, say, these agricultural credit or loans to our poor farmers. They are being classified into uh, one which is referred to as the non-institutional sources, and the other we have as the institutional sources. Under the non-institutional sources, the major source of agricultural credit that comes from the money lenders. Okay, the money lenders do play a very important part since the early years in providing all sorts of financial help to the poor farmers so that they can carry on their agricultural operation smoothly. Besides the money lenders, we also have the traders, the commission agents, we also have the landlords, also the relatives. Okay, these falls under what is referred to as a non-institutional sources. They do play a very important part in lending. They do play a very important role in providing this help towards our poor farmers or towards our poor agriculturists. Besides the non-institutional sources, we have the institutional sources. Under the institutional sources, we have the first one, which is referred to as the cooperative credit societies. Okay, what are these cooperative credit societies? They are formed by groups of individuals who used to pool their resources together. Okay, they do play a very important, a very active role, especially in the rural villages where groups of individuals pool their resources together, and whatever they collect they used to lend it to the poor agricultures. And yes, they do play a very important part in lending, in providing all this financial help to the poor farmers. Another, under the institutional sources, we have the land development banks. The land development banks used to advance long-term credit, say for a period from 15 to 20 years, to our poor farmers. And yes, these land development banks also, they has really played a major role, especially since the early years, since the early 1986 till now. What happened was, since my book is quite outdated, I got the latest relating to the year 1997. That means in the year 1997, these land development banks, they used to provide agricultural credit or loans to our farmers worth of rupees 1744 crores, which means they do play also a very active role in providing all sorts of help to our poor farmers. Besides the land development banks, we also have the commercial banks. The commercial banks also, as we know, yes, in the early years, these are being set up mainly to enhance trade and commerce. When the government first established these banks, that is their main objective. But later, the commercial banks do play a very dynamic role in lending, in providing credit towards the Indian agriculturist. And it has been stated here, like the share of the commercial banks in total institutional credit is almost 51.2% in the year 1999-2000. So it means that the commercial bank also do play their part in helping the poor farmers or the poor agriculturists. Another, we have the regional rural banks or the RRBs. The regional rural banks, yes, they were being set up or they were being established from the year 1975 to or for supplementing the commercial bank and the cooperatives in supplying rural credit. And here it is being stated that in the year 1999 2000, the RRBs has disbursed agricultural credit amounting of to rupees 3,329 crores, which is 7.5% of the total institutional credit to the agriculturist. And yes, we have under the institutional sources, we have the cooperative credit societies, we have the land development banks, we have the commercial banks, we have the RRBs, and finally, we have the government. The government also do play a decisive role in um, in providing, in lending, in lending a helping hand towards the poor agriculturists. And these loans that are being provided by the government to our Indian farmers, they are referred to as the Takavi loans. That is the TACCAVI loans. Yes, during the year 1991, the state government has advanced nearly 350 crore as the short-term loan to agriculture. And they do play a very, the government, yes, having or knowing that they have to shoulder, they have to look at the welfare of these poor villages, and as such they do also have to play, they have also play a major part in lending, that means in providing these assistance towards our poor agriculturists. So yes, summing up everything, if I say this agricultural finance, that means we're talking about the loans, we're talking about the credit that are being provided to our poor farmers. How they are of three types. We have the short term credit, we have the long medium term credit, we also have the long term credit. And if we're asked who used to provide them with all these credit, with all these loans, yes, there are two sources. One, we have the non-institutional sources. Under the non-institutional sources, we have the money lenders, we have the traders, the commission agents, we have the relatives, we have the landlords. And under the institutional sources, we have the cooperative credit societies, we have the land development banks, we have the commercial banks, we have the RRBs, as well as the government, who do play a very important part in providing this agricultural credit towards our poor farmers.